Good afternoon, Low Country. This is Vonnie Judge. I am so excited to bring you information each and every week to empower you as I think about where I could be if I didn't imagine where God has allowed me to be. As we are going forth in 2013, I'm so excited that He has opened doors. He has opened doors when I didn't think that doors would be open. I can't even imagine my life if I didn't have Him in my life. And I can't imagine where I would be with Him without Him being there. As I think about where I used to be and look at where I am now, I just know that this is because of God. I know that this is a season in my life that is time for transition. As we celebrate in this season, rebirthing as we think about Jesus coming back to life, as that third day, as He was resurrected from the grave. And we think about how it is time for our lives to be resurrected. It is time for us to go into our purpose and for us to have a time where we not only understand that He did this for us as Jesus, He did this for us to have second life, the second chance, second opportunity. I'm excited because without Him, I can't even imagine what my life will be. And I am so grateful and thankful as I go forth in 2013, being able to bring you information each week to empower you. As we are empowered, I know that God has allowed this to be it's just an awesome experience. This is just nothing but God. And so I'm excited about it because imagine you without Him. And so as I think about purpose, I am so excited about purpose because I know that my life has purpose. As I didn't think a long time ago, I didn't think I had a purpose. But Lord, He has shown me that I have purpose. And that not only that my purpose in life is to really serve Him and to be a servant of His people. And so I'm excited as we are broadcasting live in studio at WJNI. If you're interested in giving us a call, our number is 308-9564, 308-9564. I'm excited today because I have my awesome friend. She is the woman. She holds me down every time when I say, Shuvona, are you going to? She's like, girl, I'm going to be there. How are you doing, Miss Shuvona?
I am awesome. Wow. This is so amazing. This is amazing, Vonnie. I'm listening to you and I am like super pumped. When you sent me that little quick message last night, I was like, of course, and as I was sitting here waiting for us to, come on, I'm sitting there letting everything sink in. And you touched on something, when you were saying, imagine me, a new rebirthing, I was thinking about how we first met.
Yes.
And just briefly, just to let the listeners understand how we actually met. Now, if anyone saw us right now, they probably would have thought we grew up together and we were best friends forever. But in actuality, I think we've known each other less than 6 months. And the how we met was there was a woman that I thought she was the most eloquent, most prolific person ever. I mean, she just had a spirit after people. She loved helping people. And I just knew she was going to be my partner in crime. I just knew she was going to be the one that, hey, you know what? She's got such a sweet spirit. We definitely can partner up together. And lo and behold, she and I, we never connected.
Wow.
But I was like, I didn't understand. I was like, wow, I know we could be great business partners.
Yes.
But it just didn't work out. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I don't know why, it didn't work. But then a couple months later, she sends me a message and says, hey, Shuvona, there's something going on base. And there's this event, Uplifting My Sisters. And she said, I don't know who's having it, but I think this is something you might be interested in.
Wow.
And that is how I met Miss Vonnie Judge with Judge Financial Services. Now, the reason I'm saying all this is because you never know who's in your life. And sometimes the people you think are in your life to take you to that next level is not for that, but they are there to introduce you to the next person. And since I've met Vonnie, she has definitely taken me to another level in my walk with God and in my faith walk with God. Because if anyone knows Vonnie Judge, my, I always tease her and I tell her favor is upon you. And, a lot of times we as Christians and we as saints, we always say favor is not fair. But I tell you one thing, favor is also faithful to the faithful. Yeah. Okay. See, Vonnie is faithful with what has been given to her. You know, and as we talk about finances and as we talk about these things, you have to be faithful over your finances. God cannot pour out the favor of God cannot pour out without you being faithful with what he has given you.
Amen.
And so I bless God and I thank God for Vonnie Judge, because she is doing something tremendous in the kingdom. I believe this is our time as saints to step up and step out into the destiny that we have been called to be. We are called as leaders. We are a royal priesthood. You have to get your home and your finances in order. How can God bless you with a business when your home business is not taken care of?
Wow.
So, Vonnie, look, you got me all fired up over here. So, I mean,
she is touching on every aspect, and I'm like, I am loving it, because you're right. And it's funny because when I was coming to the studio, that is one thing that I was just thinking about. You know, how can God bless you with something and you're not prepared for it? And I have seen this past week, a young lady, I love her to death, and she came to me and she said, Vonnie, I want to buy a house. I'm ready for this next step. And we've been talking about her credit, different things she needs to do. And yet I'm like, well, sister, you got to get yourself in order. You got to get in order. You got to get it together. You got to be in position for it.
Exactly.
Because I just think about a sermon that I heard where it was an illustration where if my 11-year-old, can you imagine if I gave my 11-year-old my car right now and say, go ahead and drive that car. I'm blessing you with this car. And, you know, you could go out and do whatever you want to do in this car. As much as I know she will enjoy and say, oh, I can go to the mall. But she's not positioned. She's not prepared. She's not mentally ready for such a responsibility.
Exactly.
And so I just think that this is the time to get in line.
That's right.
To get in line with his purpose, to get in line in what you have to do in your life, in your finances, in your home life. And women, I love y'all. I love my sisters. And y'all know, as she said, uplifting my sister, it is my nonprofit that God has asked me to create. Can you imagine? I was on radio with Brian, May of 2011. God showed me, he's like, go, you know, do this financial camp. I was so nervous to do it. But not only that, do you know that he halted me in mid-swing and said, you got to go and do this stuff for your sisters. You have to bring women together. You have to bridge the gap between generations. And I was like, Lord, but I'm doing good with this finances thing, you know, with the financial boot camp. So you mean I have to stop this and go here? And he's like, yes, you have to stop. And I know as many people who was blessed with the financial camps and the different financial camps that I gave and workshops. Can you imagine you saying, okay, I'm making money doing this, I'm doing great and I feel confident, but I have to stop to wheel in my sisters, and to bring them on one page.
Exactly.
And so when you think of uplifting my sister, it came from the financial boot camp, because there's women who was ready to birth something great into their lives.
Exactly.
But they needed that push. They needed that assistance. They needed women like you and I. Like you and I to help them to get to that next level. And so I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for the journey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm thanking him for this journey.
I'm telling you, we're not even, oh my gosh.
We're just getting started, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? This is only this is just a month into this radio broadcasting, program. And I have had people call and say it has blessed them tremendously. It has been an inspiration for them in their finances. It has been inspiration. They have got a chance to talk to some of the business owners, and they have been blessed. And so I know that this is truly his work. It is
his work, because we are, we're leaders in our own right, but a true leader is someone who actually creates leaders, not followers. And so when you have someone in a leadership, you can look at this in any standpoint. When you look in corporate America, when you have people who step down, when you have powerful people in place that step down, they don't just leave a company. What they do, they leave leaders in their place.
Yes.
So what you're doing is creating leaders. We are created to lead. Whether you think it's something small, you are created for a purpose. And that's what Judge Financial Services is doing for everyone. It's empowering. It's, if you don't know who you are, how do you know where you're going to go?
That's it.
And Judge Financial Services helps you put a lot of things in line, because not only are you talking about your finances, but there's a healing, because it has to be a healing and a restoration, and then a rebirth.
Yes.
And I know you have some classes coming up this spring. Yes. Could you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yes. So she's like, I'm all into the word. It's like, amen. But yes, we have some classes coming up. It is going to be on the 21st of March, which is it's going to be, it's a credit class. It's a 4-week class where we are challenging people to challenge your credit, to challenge your creditors. A lot of times when people think of their credit, they think of it, oh, well, this happened. It's their story. It is truly a journey, but also it is a relationship. Right. How well do you get along with people who you've said, okay, I'm going to borrow this money from?
Right.
And how well are you to actually pay it back? Right. But not only that, are you good with your promises? Because in
other words, like the young folks say, is your word your bond?
That's it. And I think that when we think about that, it's our duty to come back and restore those relationships, to kind of whatever it takes to rebuild, to put yourself in a better position.
Exactly.
And so that is what credit is. It's really a relationship.
It is.
And so it's a 4-week class. I encourage people to go to our website, to judgefinancialservicesllc.com. You can always give me a call, 843-364-3603, 843-364-3603. Or if you have a question while we're in studio, you can call 308-9564. I welcome your questions, and I encourage you to call. And as we also have in the month of March, this is I don't know if people realize this, as we had Max Tax and Miss Mara and Mr. Gene that they're here last week. Yes, they are. And this is the season in March where there's a lot of money exchange hands.
Oh, yes.
Because people have received their money back from their tax, from their refunds and things of that nature. And sometimes people, to me, it's like March Madness, with the basketball. But it is March Madness with your finance.
March Money Madness.
Yes, it is. And so with that, it means that how are you going to set yourself up for 2013?
Ooh.
Are you going to take that money and buy things that that are not going to help you get to that next level?
Right.
Or are you going to invest your money into yourself, into where you're going?
Right.
And like you said, and if you don't know where you're going, that's when
you're lost. You're just lost, just straight lost. I mean, because you're going to see people with, it's going to be a sad story, because if you don't know how to manage what is before you, how do you know? Then you can't manage your life.
Yes.
If you can't manage the income tax check you have coming back, you will not be able to manage the rest of this year. That's just because it's the first.
Yes.
It's like the first fruit.
Yes.
So when whatever you do with your first fruits of this year, that's how the rest of your year is going to end up. Think about the past expenditures or the expenses. How did you spend your last 10 years worth of tax returns?
Wow.
Everything you've done with those tax returns has you in the place that you're in right now. Now, if you're not in the place that you want to be, then I encourage you to definitely find out how you can take that money that you have coming back and apply it to something that's going to multiply and that's going to add to your life. I mean, if you can't live, then you have no life.
That's it.
And with the Judge Financial Services and this class that's coming up, it's going to be amazing.
I'm excited because as we are preparing not only for your credit, because your credit got to be in order, your money got to be in order, but also there's so many people who are going into home ownership. This is the season between March and April. It's like that's when home buyers, first time buyers are flooding the market. Yes. They have that money in their pocket. They're feeling confidence. But not only that, you need to be educated.
Yes.
because this is a major purchase. And a lot of times with this economy, you have to be very careful about especially I have had so many people ask about, the rent to own homes.
Yes.
These different things that are going on. And my thing is, if you're going to rent to do anything, you better read those fine lines very carefully.
Definitely.
And I encourage you to be in position. Don't be so anxious to get there. Take your steps, take the necessary steps that is required. And we will, and then that way you will be able to, position yourself.
Exactly.
It's all about positioning.
Exactly.
Positioning.
Definitely.
Well, we're going to take a short break. If you'll just listen to the announcements, and we'll be right back with you. Thank you for tuning in to Judge Financial Services. My name is Vonnie Judge. I am in the studio with my great friend, Ms. Shuvona Spann, and we are talking about being in position in 2013. And, as this is a new season, we want to make sure people are renewing their minds, renewing where God is, make sure that we are in line with His purpose.
Yes.
And also to get our finances in order, because as we are wanting more, we all want more. Lord, I want more.
Gimme.
Gimme. But at the same time, it comes with such a great responsibility.
Yes,
and so as people look at me and there's like, Vonnie, how do you do it? And I was like, it's God. It's truly God that I have these different things.
It's God, but you're responsible for what He gives you.
Yes.
Okay? Even though everyone has the same 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
Okay? He's not going to give you any more.
All
I'm saying, really, He's not going to give you any more. Vonnie, you are a wife.
Yes.
You are a mother.
Yes.
You have two businesses and a nonprofit, and you work.
Yes.
But you still have 24 hours in a day, just like everyone else, right?
Yes.
And you are still on the radio, still speaking to God's people.
Yes.
See, you know how to manage the time God has given you. And see, God says He will not, you can't cast, your pearls to the swines. So how is He going to give you more of anything when you can't even take care of what you currently have?
Yes.
You have been positioned for such a time as this. The people, whether they say it, call or not, they need to hear what you have to say. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just blessed. I'm sitting in awe, just sitting up in here. And she's got me. I'm like, what am I here for?
She's like, she is. I love Miss Shuvona because I think we encourage each other as we go through different stages in our lives, and as we go through different levels of where God is placing us, and He's opening up doors, and He's pushing us out of our comfort zone.
Ooh, it hurts.
Yes, yes, it does. And because I would I can't even imagine me doing this radio show. I think if it wasn't for Brian, continuously telling me, encouraging me, hey, you can do this, and I'm like, what? And so not only that, I'm doing this, and I'm also doing the television with Minister Green, and I'm so thankful for that opportunity. Awesome. So I'm excited about what is up, that is up and coming.
Exactly, definitely.
So I encourage you, if you're listening, go to my website, to judgefinancialservicesllc.com. As we are talking about new classes that we have upcoming, we have a credit class. We also do one-on-one credit counseling for people who may not feel comfortable being in a class, but also those who are just not able to actually, with their schedule. We also have Saturday appointments. And we are excited because we are moving to 3236 Landmark Drive, which is off of Ashley Phosphate. I am so excited because, you know what, it is true. this is where I started at. And sometimes, like I said, he sent me on this road. Then he tells you to, me to stop, bring in my sisters, and then he brings me back full circle.
Wow.
But not only does he bring me back full circle, but he brings me back with more things under my umbrella.
Equipped. He has equipped you. Okay, he has definitely equipped you. I mean, a lot of times we think, God is shutting doors and closing doors, and in all actuality, he knows that the fire is going to get hot. So all he's doing is just turning it down some and telling you, okay, stop, go this direction. And a lot of times, if you are not in tune with God or what he has planned for you, then you will actually be cursing him and saying, devil, you a liar. And we do that all the time. Devil, you a liar. No, you a liar, because you're not in tune with what God has for you. And the fact that you were obedient, the fact that you followed his steps. I mean, because had you not stopped, I would have never met you.
Yes.
Had you not stopped, I wouldn't be going on a journey myself. And I'm just definitely grateful. And I think this is something that all the listeners should understand. It doesn't matter what other people say or think they know what you're going through. Because some people may not want to stop because they want to save face.
Right.
Some people may not want to stop because they're going to say, well, what will everybody else think?
Right.
And it's not about what everybody else thinks. It's about what God has for you. And if you know that you know,
yes,
without a shadow of a doubt,
yes,
that what God has for you is for you, as long as you're walking according to his will, then you just have to do it. You have to do it, because what the consequences are if you stop.
Right.
But what is the reward if you keep going?
This is my reward. Because I had like you said, I stopped, and I know it was him.
Right.
But not only that, it was truly, some people said they made a deal with the devil.
Right.
But I made a deal with God.
Come on.
And so when I said, God, please, if I stop and to do this, what's going to happen, and not only what he showed me it was a faith walk. It was a faith walk where I became more confident, not in myself alone, because I felt confident in me, but in what he has called me to do, and to see what he has, what he already he sees it.
That I got to back that up.
Yes.
Wait a minute. You said, I think people need to hear that one more time. You said not confident in you, but what he has for you to do. And I think that's where a lot of people are stuck. Because they can be confident. You can be a confident woman. You can be a confident man. But are you confident in what God has for you?
That's it.
And the fact that you said that, and I think a lot of people are stuck in that era, and that's where you come in. Because when you can give them more confidence, okay, I can get my credit together.
Yes.
I can get this on track. Yes. Now I can position myself financially to be able to afford the house.
Yes.
To be able to afford to open my own.
Yes.
So that was just so powerful what you said.
Yes, I'm excited. I really am excited, because God, he's doing it. He's doing it big. I encourage you, if you're interested in the classes, please call 843-364-3603, 843-364-3603. The class will start on Thursday evening from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It's going to be on Thursday night, starting on March 21st. It will be at the Landmark Drive. It will be on, we will have it there in the conference room. And then we'll also have our home buyer class, which will be on the 23rd of March. This class will actually be in Somerville at the Comfort Inn. And I'm encouraging people to sign up. The credit class is $120. And so think about it, 4 weeks, $120. That's $30 a session. And that's $30 a week that you have to save. And so my challenge to you is that you have to save in order to be in position. And not only that, you also have to be educated, because even if I got blessed with $1 million today, and if I'm not wise enough to know how to deal with this $1 million, I will never be successful.
Exactly.
Because I will spend it, I will go about it. And so I just encourage you to, whatever it is that God is giving you in this due season, that you be in a position that you learn how to manage it. You put yourself in a position where you are going to be in a victorious.
Exactly.
Because I want the victory. And I know that God has the victory for all of us.
A lot of people, we look at we put value on certain things. And, someone may be looking at the finance and they're saying, okay, I can't afford it or anything like that. Well, it's not really that you can't afford it. You can't afford not to do it.
Exactly.
You can't afford not to do it.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. If your credit is where it needs to be in 4 weeks, is it 4 weeks, class, that
4
you
weeks.
have?
Mm-hmm.
In 4 weeks, guess what? Doors will open for you. Those same doors will open for you if your credit is in order.
I encourage you. Well, I'm almost out of time. I encourage you to definitely give us a call at 843-364-3603. And if you are nervous about this, I suggest you not to be nervous. It's time for you to be in a position where embarrassment is no longer a bondage for you.
All right.
And so I encourage you to call. I encourage you to go to the website, to judgefinancialservices.com. And I thank you all for tuning in with me each and every week. And God bless you. Thank you so much. And look forward to seeing you next week.